Hello. This is a very special recording. We are in space. And this footage is supposed to be a manual of what the layout and how to operate certain parts of a Crylab spaceship. Firstly, we'll go on the first and most important bit, the cockpit. But firstly, before I say this, we are actually in space. The galaxy far, far away. You can see many things. Many suns. Blue. Red. Multiple Saturn-like ones. Meteors. Weird looking ones. Gas giants. Another sun or star, I mean. Lots of many ones, even ones that are spinning very fast. We're moving quite fast at the moment. Past many things, even like that Saturn one. We're jumping another star there. And even an asteroid field. And probably most noticeable, a massive black hole. Luckily, we're quite far away from it, going around it at the moment. But yeah, firstly, after getting the space thing out of the way, this is just everyone else is out at the moment on a planet that I've been told that this is probably a good idea to do for the future. Right. Firstly, let's get the seat up. This is the cockpit where all the driving goes on. Firstly, this is all the driving, controlling of the ship. You could do many things. You could take these joysticks. There. You can take the joysticks. And we have our onboard liquid light missiles that we can shoot, as well as a front forward one as well. These are to help us defend ourselves, and also we don't need that many there, don't worry. We also have a similar thing to light speed, liquid light speed, which kind of warps the space around our ship to go much more faster, which is the reason we're able to be in a far galaxy. Even though we're not too, but we're still in the 21st century. I'll stop this before we go too far. But it makes us much more faster. Thankfully, we don't move too far because of the black hole keeping us here for a bit. Alright, well, also, when it's more nighttime and time for us to go to sleep, we can turn the lights off. No brainer. We also have substations for other crew members to help pilot and look at monitors, usually over planets, to make sure we don't crash into one or meteors. So there's buttons to fire the thing in. Multiple dials, buttons, screens, and everything. All of the jazz, especially movable chairs, which is quite handy for when, anytime we're at a slant, because they can move at different angles for different people. Quite nice and handy. Many windows, so we could make sure that we have a good field of view. This is the cockpit. Quite cool, very cool. Also, one tip to remember about the ship is kind of nickname the shark or the cod, like a fish, because it looks very similar to a fish. If you can see it there, it has fins. As well as all that being a fin out there. making it look very fish-like in appearance. And we move shortly away from this to our beds. As you may be thinking, we are in space, why are we able to walk around? Well, Crown has a special magnetic boots which allow us to walk on the floor. The majority is all on the floor to make sure we're all properly on there. We could also walk on the walls and the ceiling, but to avoid confusion, we just don't. It's also underneath the beds there are little. It's very hard to find sometimes, but there's little straps to keep you in so you don't float up. Right. And another like thing, we've got some medical supplies in there just in case anything wrong happens. This is our airlock, which came out of more of a central part that goes from the underside of the ship. We're safe and more secure in this way. Now, that's the quarters. I forget the exact name half the time. Bedrooms, bed places, are rooms where all of our crew is. Now, moving on to the next section. The storage room. This is where we keep all of our storage. We try to pack it in there as much as I can. While we can. Many lockers, many things. A lot of the times they're all locked. You're not allowed to open them without scanning a key card to open them. I have my own locker here. We keep a lot of stuff. We even have this weird little corner here. This is where you're putting your, well, position wise, this is where our more precious stuff is. More hidden away. More, a secret. But yeah, we have lots of locker, food. Well, food isn't like canteen, but dried food and packets that we usually eat up here before going down. The normal food that we would have, like our home comforts or earth comforts in the canteen. With these being more, so everything we kind of need really. Materials to make bases if we have to, like liquid light portals, vortexes. If we need to get back home, more handy to put a supply link. That's the majority of what it is. And this place is kind of designed to be a stay place. It's kind of our first base of operation until we actually make like a proper Krylab base. This one being my locker section. Some more simple stuff. It's just glow sticks, more of an arsenal, just in case we have any problems. Oh, this is a nice thing. You haven't seen one of these so far. These are the Krylab taser. They are very useful, very high shock. Each time you press the trigger at the bottom, squeezes this at the jar, which is electric quartz, which produces a strong electrical output, which has emits a lot of light, then very shocking. It knocks out Krylab creatures. Very handy for protection against any hostile threats we might find, as well as just simply like welding. We use it as welding sometimes, but we use an actual welding kit when needed, but always better to have a spare, more versatile when we go. And this is a gun. You need them sometimes for wars are going around. It's better to be safe, just in case you never know what's going to be around. Right, to the next place. Ooh, the bathroom. Ooh. Oh yeah, here's our more personal lockers with our like sets of clothes. We have four different crew members that could fit here. All different ones. It has personal belongings and clothes and sentimental items and such. Whatever you have when you bring. This is more suited for more base controls, so it's kind of really hard and impossible. There's thankfully a plastic sheet over that borders, well, not over the water, just there at the moment, so nothing will fall out. But lights, what would be a towel, a sink? If it was just like an airplane, a shower, none of it like is proper operational till we get where we need to go, because all the water will fly around everywhere. It's zero gravity at the moment, so we usually try and land on planets or asteroids so we could use the surfaces slightly better. Right, the next one, the kitchen. Canteen, we got cooking tools, cabinets, we could use our things, cutting boards and knives. More storage, still the way. Frozen food, or normal food, as well as some packed away with, like, packing. No, let's get the name, but it's packed away so it won't fall off with plastic-like material. So as a cooker, sadly none of this is really operational until we land on a planet. So it's here for when we need as a play space for when we're going through. And now, this is where a lot of us eat. As you can see, there's not just 4 tables in here. There's quite a few more. 3 table, another 3 table, and a 2 table over there. Quite compact, quite hard to get a lot of people in, but in this canteen, quite handy for when other people have to come to help set up space when we set up the portal. Very good, very handy. Oof, and the next one, the greenhouse. Not that best of greenery, it's usually better, but the constant fluctuations of near and far the stars makes it sure it's not always the best all the time. Provides us with moderate oxygen pass with the tanks we've already brung, some stockpile, but it does make it so that if one person's around though, they'll have like a near equilibrium. They'll still run out there, but it's quite good. We could also use some stuff over here and some soil we have on ourselves to make our own crops if dire needs come. Probably won't know. If not, we do have little could change the lighting and some of the lamps up here to be UV lights to help them grow a bit better, but we do not have the power for that always. So we usually only have that when we're out, like, bleh. We do it for daytime, or nighttime on planets when we're landed. Where this is a bit more better one. Got this nice skylight. Sorry, that star beaming down. So many planets everywhere. Drastically different lightings. Oof. And one of the final ones we have, the engine room. This engine room, it's a 3 big liquid light engines with even some of our storage rooms. We have some more down here, hidden a bit away. We've had some more crates, but they've been used up a little bit. Usually you need like a one-way trip for these things. You can put them up in there. As well as a key code of the what temperature you should use. Got a few backup. We technically would be fine with a few, but the middle one will be our slow mode, and the 2 right would be medium if we put them on. Or if all 3 would go really fast. All 3 are on, and then you're using liquid light to power them quite fast. Quite fast and very fast indeed. Happen on the warp quite a bit. But yeah, usually we have this off. Save a bit of power really. Go in no power mode, that's the only problem. They're still on. They're low. But it goes quite fast with liquid light, and also the warping that we use around using our usual exterior of mold material anti-liquid light, as well as the engines made of the same thing to make sure they're not affected by the thing's effects. But aided. That one go through. Ooh, I nearly forgot. One of the last rooms you saw the guns before. And now up here. If I can get it. Oh, I don't think I can. Don't usually need to. This is where our missiles are. There we are. This is where we usually stockpile them and they go through. They usually slot down to the other ones. But there's quite a few left in there. They're like mini things that load in. They're like mini reactors, and then each one then split through to the mini little beams. And there's more. Ooh, I felt there's a bit more in some of these boxes that go in here. This is the fin, by the way. Oh, I'm up. Yeah, you got quite a bit of stuff. Very look, you can see the tunnels that go to the different ones, as well as one that goes down to the turret that will be right in front of us. Right. Oh yes. The final bit. This. The airlock. There we go. I guess I have to be careful here. Down there. Stay back. Down here. Ooh, no. Right. Alright, but down here, so where we usually go, there's like a little slot in the middle where you go down and up. It's usually a little thing that we have underneath that. There's a little that we can land down on. I can show you in a bit where we have to cut down on some planet footage, or we've explored some planet. Right. Firstly, let's explore and see some findings before we go. That's where we launch down in the airlock. And there you go. Safe and airtight, which I always have that. Well, you're probably going to be wondering, like, why I'm out in space. I already thankfully have my spacesuit on. Quite fine. Quite strong. But just to show. That's the weird one. That's a split in half planet. But well, there's a lot of planets and stars. Just want to show this again because it's always so beautiful. You never know when's the last time we're going to be able to see this star stuff. So many stars. And alright, one of my next missions, and I'll do this stuff while the others are going to be exploring when I'll come back. I think. Yeah, so they're on that one. I will try to go to that one. I know where they are. I've got to go pick them up, and I'll wait till again, and I'll cut to the next footage. Which one? This one. Right. Let's cut to there then. Let me first mark our destination. Alright, they're all gone off in their own way. I can now show the exterior of the ship properly. But we've landed on the planet, the one closest to the sun there. And also the black hole. Still quite okay distance. It will eventually be swallowed by the black hole. But we're safe, at least for just passing by. That's why we majority just went here before it's too dangerous. Too dangerous to go there. It's always dangerous. You still surprisingly see a lot of the planets and meteors because they're very close proximity around to us. Very beautiful. Odd without the stars though. There's a giant blue one. See that one definitely well. Right. So I will show you the outside for this one train. Oh, this one trying to show you. Or listen from the windows. Also, you can definitely hear the wind out there. It's very fast winds. I'm thinking that it might be around 200 miles per hour wind out there. Well, not here per se exact, but instead it's more of before I get out, it's from above the hills. That is, it's only stray little bits, but getting any higher would be very blowy, which is very tiresome for the ship to endure. But wherever the land, I think my team's gone a bit more there, so I'm gonna explore a bit further around. Oh, before I forget, when we land, and there's the screen that says take off predictable, just so that we more easily get out. It does it automatically. Gotta get out here. Make sure we shut the airlock properly. I'm pretty sure the atmosphere is similar like Mars, if the planet is similar to Mars. I'm gonna go later there. Alright, airlock and airtight. Nice and silent. And this is our fancy little ladder system that we put up. It comes down and up. Quite handy. And these are little landing gears. We have many, just in case, because especially when they could snap off. And we have this nice middle one. Okay, I'll go over more front of the ship, but here. Oh, it's buried because of the wind. But it's quite the strong hydraulics to make sure they stay safe. Use the other ones to our guns, our turret guns. There we go. That's the ship, and that's why it's kind of called the Cod. Looks exactly like a fish. Let's go close to here real quick. There you go. These are little plates. Along with mini thrusters to help us position the ship even more carefully. So the ones you have on the back. These also extend up, of course. They aren't always on. They extend up in a weird flat box way where it's kind of just cylinder and cylinder. And these are thrusters. So warm from their journey down. But they're quite strong, quite lasting. You can see you got the ones connected directly to our thrusters and backup ones as well, just in case we any get damage. They're very powerful, and also very warm. Very warm around there. Let's get a good look. It's very windy at that bit, so I'll try to be careful. There's our ship. Tricks should plan it a bit more in a sec. That's kind of your manual for if you're, well, what Krylab's ship looks like. This is usually because you might be going into one as a temporary thing, using some of our astronaut space gear, Krylab's gear for the walk around, be able to just live here about that. Because these are little base ones, just in case we can't, as I mentioned before, with the multiple seats. Not really as multiple bedding, but as always, sorted out quite quickly. Because we have sleeping bags. Or you could bring a sleeping bag, because we use the vortex to kind of do a little shortcut onto one reality, walk a few meters, do another one, and go through. Yeah, and then go there. And I'm not exactly sure why Krylabs just tells you to do a recording worthwhile. You get extra money, and that's just that. But yeah, let's actually get back to this, and less about me. But yeah, this is the ship, and this, funnily, is definitely called the Cod because it has the fins, back ones, middle ones, top ones, and a really pretty appearance. Called the Cod because it's sort of a very silvery appearance because of the mole outlining, making it strong and a very heavy ship. Yeah, then we need a lot of legs instead of like most having. Most normal ones have maybe 3, but the coating is what we need. It helps us go even faster. And quite spooky and menacing. Especially seeing what at the end of what one actually does. Oh, rocks. Yeah, it's kind of a sandy, rocky planet. This is the one we're nearest to. I'll go explore the planet for a bit. It's been clouds, like Venus. No, it's a deck at least. Distance. Creature there. Seeing different realities. Not me personally, but it's from some different one. It's called Clink. It's a very weird one. I've always said a nickname to be alien-like. I thought I would have seen one before, so this planet must have some kind of oxygen with it. The clouds, I don't know. Definitely keep a note on this one. This is not really an Earth-like planet. More in the habitable zone. It is not the best. It's near a black hole and we'll actually go up. Just try and document this, especially within orthography 0. They're fast and a lot of misty, so be a little bit careful. It's the way I'm gonna go a bit of a long way around. So hopefully back. Most likely this might be a storm that's going on. That must be the reason why I'm not coming out. I'm not sure. Some sand dunes. I'll quickly go out here and I'll come back. More. Yeah, because we can actually. Oh, there's more. This is the greatest manual thing ever. Oh. Okay, I'll go for team after this. Report the grown-ups. There's one there. Oh. Alright, is a statue. That's of a different cried-out creature. It's an abhorrent reptile. And it seems to be made in a form of art. And it's buried in the sand. So what's on the side? I don't know if these things are smart. If you haven't heard or seen the other you should be seeing my manuals. But they're disgusting beasts. Similar to like werewolves with how they affect people. I don't like being here. I don't know if they were made as like a creature, animal, but there's definitely been a society. It's definitely man-made or here reptile-made. Too many reptiles live in this place. This is creepy. All I know is we are not alone. I need to take a picture of this. I'll get proper samples in a minute. Well, I did probably end this off here. This creepy thing. Abhorrent reptile. Okay, so it's been old, so it might have fallen society. I forget. You can. Alright, let's get back before I'm gonna inform my team. Crew. I wish I didn't hear on the way, but yeah, hopefully you've learned a lot on this, and hope you hear back from me. Well, basically, but I hope you carry me around. Have a good time. I hope you learned a lot. I'm gonna get back to ship. And end the recording. But this is not a normal planet. More stuff. The more you develop, the more problems you'll have. As many as the ones you've solved. Alright, I'm gonna go. Right. Okay, I'm gonna go end the recording here. I'll go. This is my team. Stay tuned, hope you learn a lot. And welcome to a whole new brand place. I don't think you'll be here We gotta find somewhere else that we can colonize. Live in more worlds. Have a good one.